So our next topic is human digestive system. Side by side we will draw the diagram and we will do the functioning of all the parts of the digestive system. Okay. So let's start with the mouth. Okay, that is the opening bounded by our lips. That is the mouth. It helps in ingestion of the food, that is in taking in the food, and it opens into a cavity that is called buccal cavity or oral cavity. It opens into the cavity that is called buccal cavity or oral cavity. Okay, that is having what they are having. It is having teeth, tongue and salivary glands. It is having teeth, tongue and salivary glands. Okay, the salivary glands, 3 pairs of salivary glands are there. Okay, like this way you can draw. These are salivary glands. Now, what is the function of all these parts? Okay, teeth. You all know that there are mainly 4 types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Okay, they all are having their own particular function. They help in grinding, chewing, crushing, okay, of the food particles. That is the function of the teeth. Okay, now the tongue is a muscular organ. Okay, it is having the taste buds that helps you to taste the food, and it also helps in mixing the food with the saliva. Okay, and what is the saliva? It is the liquid that is secreted by salivary glands. The salivary gland secretes saliva. Okay, that is the water. When you think of any food item, so your mouth starts watering, so that water is called saliva. Okay, and what is the function of this saliva? This saliva contains salivary enzyme, salivary amylase. Okay, what is the name of the enzyme? Salivary amylase. This is present in saliva. Okay, I am repeating again. There are the salivary glands that secrete the liquid that is called saliva. Saliva contains enzyme that is called salivary amylase. Okay, enzyme, enzyme. What are enzymes? These are the biocatalyst. Okay, that helps in the reaction or speed up the reaction. Okay, that are called enzymes. Salivary amylase. Now, what is the function of salivary amylase? It helps in the conversion of starch into sugar. Okay, salivary amylase. This salivary amylase convert starch into sugar. Starch, that is the complex carbohydrate, it convert it into sugar. That's why after eating bread, chapati or rice, they sweets taste. After some time, this sweets taste. Why they sweets taste? Because they all are having the starch, that is a complex carbohydrate, and they get converted with the help of the salivary amylase. They get converted into the sugar. Okay, that's why they taste sweet. Okay, now the question, one word question may be asked in the exam, where the digestion of food gets started in our digestive system. That is the mouth or buccal cavity, you can write. Okay, in our mouth the digestion of the food gets started. And which nutrients digestion first started? That is the carbohydrate. At the first time the carbohydrates digestion starts here. Only the carbohydrate, not any proteins, not any fats. Okay, only the digestion of carbohydrates starts here. Done? So we have done with the buccal cavity. They are having teeth, tongue and salivary glands. Teeth crushing, grinding, chewing the food. Tongue, it is having the taste buds, help in mixing the food with the saliva so that the food gets softens, okay, and that's easy to swallow it. And the saliva contains the salivary amylase and that helps in the conversion of starch into sugar. Now at the back of your mouth, okay, where your tongue is attached, that hollow portion is called pharynx. That hollow portion is called pharynx, okay, and this pharynx leads to long tube structure, tubular part, that is called esophagus. Okay, that where when you open your mouth you will see the hollow structure, funnel like structure at the back of the mouth of the oral cavity, and that opens into a tube like structure that is called the esophagus. Pharynx is the common passage for air and your food. Okay, so here two pipes are there, pipes are there, two tubes are there. One is the windpipe and one is the food pipe. So esophagus is also known as food pipe. Here no digestion of food takes place. Okay, it only helps in sending the food from here to the stomach. Okay, now what happens in esophagus? Think that when the saliva acts on the food, okay, when you masticate the food it becomes like this way. It is the semi-solid type. Okay, this type, it comes down through this tube. Okay, it starts passing through this tube, but when it passes through this tube it is a muscular organ. Okay, its wall is made up of muscles and these muscles rhythmically contract and relaxed. Okay, they show the movement like this. Okay, that is called for pushing the food. They push the food forward and this type of movement is called peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement or peristalsis. Okay, this is the rhythmic contraction of these esophageal muscle to pass the food to the stomach. That is called peristaltic movement or peristalsis. Now your food comes into this semi-solid food is called bolus. This is called bolus. B-O-L-U-S. That is called bolus. Now this semi-solid food comes into your stomach. Now your stomach is a wide C-shaped or J-shaped organ. Okay, this way. This is the stomach. The wall of the stomach is lined by the glands. It is also having the glands that are called gastric glands. What is the name of the glands that are present in the stomach? That are called gastric glands. And this gastric gland secrete gastric juice. This gastric gland secrete gastric juice, and this gastric juice is having HCl, mucus, pepsin. What is there in the gastric juice? HCl, mucus, pepsin. Okay, now your food enters into the stomach and its lining is lined by the glands that are called gastric glands. These gastric glands secrete gastric juice. Gastric juice, and that gastric juice is having HCl, mucus and pepsin. Okay, now we will do the function of these three main components of the gastric juice. See here, what is the function of HCl? It kills the bacteria present in the food. Second, it is acidic in nature. It is hydrochloric acid. So it makes the medium, that is the medium of the stomach, acidic. ठीक है? Why there is requirement of making the medium acidic? For proper functioning of pepsin enzyme. Because this pepsin enzyme only works in acidic medium. If the HCl is not there, then the pepsin will not work. If the pepsin will not work, then the digestion of protein will not occur. Okay, I am repeating the functions of HCl. It kills the bacteria present in the food. It makes the medium acidic for proper functioning of pepsin enzyme. If in the exam this question may be asked, what is the function of HCl? Then in the second point, okay, to write that it makes the medium acidic, then you will finish this topic by writing this for proper functioning of pepsin enzyme. Okay, now the pepsin helps in the digestion of proteins. Now the digestion of proteins start in stomach. Okay, if the one word question may be asked in the exam, the digestion of proteins starts in dash, that is stomach. Okay, so pepsin helps in the digestion of proteins. Mucus, it protects the inner lining of stomach from acidic action of HCl. This HCl may corrodes the lining of the stomach, but it get protected with the help of the mucus. So these are the functions of these three components of the gastric juice, that is HCl, pepsin and mucus. You have to learn these three components along with their functions. After the food get digested in the stomach, now it comes or goes further, that is the small intestine. This from here the small intestine part started, okay, and this C-shaped or curved part of the small intestine is called duodenum. That is called duodenum. It is the part of small intestine. Okay, it is the part of small intestine. When the food passes from stomach to small intestine, here the muscular structure is there or muscular opening is there, that is called sphincter muscles. SPHINCTER, sphincter muscles. What is the function of these sphincter muscles? This helps in releasing the food in little amount into the small intestine. Okay, so that the food passes in small amount into the duodenum, so that it get properly digested here. Okay, now in this part receives the secretions from, now see here properly, okay. You can draw the diagram along with me, okay. This leaf-shaped part that is present below the stomach is called pancreas, okay. This is the duct, okay. These are called exocrine glands. They are having the ducts. Now this duct comes from here, Sorry, I have written over here. This is the liver. Okay, this is liver. It is bilobed. In the liver, here this small structure is there, that is called gallbladder. Gallbladder. Okay, one is the pancreas and one is the liver. This is the duct of the liver and this is the duct of pancreas. Both the secretions from liver and pancreas received by this part of small intestine, and the food get further digested. Okay, liver and pancreas secrete their secretions into this part of the small intestine and the food get digested. Okay, now we will do the function of liver. What is the function of the liver? Okay, liver secretes bile juice. Okay, liver secretes bile juice and this bile juice gets stored in gallbladder. Okay, now what is the function of this bile juice? Number one, it makes the medium alkaline. Alkaline means basic. As the food that is coming from the stomach, that is coming from the acidic medium. Here the HCl is there. Now the food enters the small intestine. Now the medium becomes alkaline or basic due to the production of this bile juice. Okay, now why there is need for the alkaline medium? As the enzymes of pancreas, okay, as the enzymes of pancreas, they function properly in alkaline medium. That is the main important function of bile juice. And second one is emulsification of fats. Second one is emulsification of fats. What does it mean? Emulsification. Emulsification means the breaking down of larger fat globules. Big molecules of fats are there, so it will get broken down into smaller molecules. That is called emulsification of fats. That is the breaking down of large fat globules into smaller one. That is called emulsification, so that these small molecules easily get digested. Where this whole process occurs? Beta ji, this whole process occurs here in the duodenum only. Okay, the liver secretes its bile juice through this duct into the small intestine. So here the medium become alkaline and the emulsification of fats done. Okay, now here it is also receiving the secretion from the pancreas. So what is the function of pancreas? Pancreas secrete pancreatic juice. Pancreas release pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice is having two enzymes. One is the trypsin and other one is lipase. Okay, you have to learn these names. Okay, so you will feel difficulty to learn these, so there is need to revise these topics again and again. Pancreas release pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice is having trypsin enzyme and lipase enzyme. Okay, now what is the function of trypsin? Trypsin digests proteins. It helps in the digestion of proteins. Lipase, it helps in digestion of emulsified fats. Okay, this small fat globules get digested easily by lipase enzyme. Where this whole process occurs? This whole process occurs here in this part of the small intestine. Okay, now the bile juice has done its own function and pancreas also done its own function. Okay, now the small intestine itself, it is having the intestinal glands. First we will complete this diagram also. This is your large intestine. This is large intestine. And here the small intestine. This is the coiled in part of the small intestine. You can draw and it is open here. The large intestine, here it is open, and where it is open in the large intestine, that part is called cecum. Okay, and this part is called vermiform appendix. Vermiform appendix, and this is full large intestine. This is rectum and this is anus. Okay, and this one is small intestine. Now we are here in the small intestine. As the food passes from here, this part, it get acted upon by bile juice and the pancreatic juice. Okay, now at the last, the small intestine secretes intestinal juice that helps in completing the process of digestion. Completes digestion. This intestinal juice completes digestion. Okay, if the question may be asked in the exam, the site of complete digestion, that is small intestine. Small intestine is the site of complete digestion. Here the digestion of food gets completed. Okay, so intestinal juice completed the digestion of the food and converted the food or converting the complex materials into simple one. At the final, carbohydrates converted into glucose, that is a simple absorbable form. Okay, when we need instant energy, we will take dissolve 1 spoon of glucose in the water and sip it. Okay, so that gives instant energy. That's why why we are using it, because it easily get dissolved in the blood or gives energy to us, okay, by the process of respiration. Fats, finally the fats get converted into fatty acids and glycerol. You have to learn in this way only. Proteins, they get converted into their simpler form, that is called amino acids. Okay, at the end product of our complete digestion is, after the process of digestion get completed, carbohydrates into glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. Now one more process occurs here in small intestine, that is the process of absorption. Okay, now the food get digested and the important nutrients get absorbed into the blood. Okay, so the process of absorption occurs here in small intestine. As you all have studied in lower sections also, the walls of small intestine, they are having the finger like projections that are called villi. Okay, these villi increases the surface area for maximum absorption of the food, and these villi are richly supplied with blood vessels, and all the things get dissolved in the blood, and the blood helps in moving all the things in the body. So these villi are richly supplied with blood vessels. Okay, this is one very important point that helps in the absorption of the food, that is the lining of villi. They are lining of small intestine, they are having the finger like projections that are called villi, that increases the surface area for maximum absorption of the food. Okay, so one point you can also write, that is it is very long. Small intestine is very long, so that the slowly food get passes through it and get digested and get absorbed. Okay, and the second you can also write, it is highly coiled, that is highly coiled. Okay, because the food takes time when it passes through it, so it get easily and slowly absorbed. Okay, now here the absorption process completes. Now your undigested food, okay, that comes into the large intestine. Here in the large intestine, there is the absorption of water only. Okay, the absorption of water occurs here, and your undigested food become solid, and that solid waste get collected in the rectum and removes through anus from the body, and that is the process of egestion. The exit of the food through this anus is regulated by anal sphincter, that is the muscular organ. Anal sphincter. This question may be asked in the exam. Okay. So in this way we have finished with the human digestive system. To make it more clearer, you have to see the video again and again. Okay, so students, watch the video again and again. If you will face any problem in understanding any part functioning of the alimentary canal of the digestive system, then you can ask me. We will revise it again. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.